Okay, guys, in today's video, we're going to quickly go over several bits of news and then do our deep dive. It sounds like the MCU may be moving forward with Wolverine, but possibly not Hugh Jackman. During the Television Critics Press Association tour, longtime X-Men producer Lauren Schuler Donner was asked about the future of the franchise after the merger, and according to her, she said it's all up to Kevin Feige now, who's aiming to focus the next two X-Men films on younger casts that include Jackman's beloved mutant, who the producer said will likely be played by a new, younger actor. I think it's important to note here Marvel likes to start off reboots with younger actors. This way they can use them for years and years and years into the future. Back when James Gunn was with Marvel, he made a similar comment about Adam Warlock. Marvel is definitely rebooting this whole thing, and they're going to put their own spin on it. Number two, in a new interview on Good Morning America, Chris Pratt gave us a little hint of what we're looking forward to in Endgame. I could tell you so much, he said. I could. I'm a vault of information that would break the internet. Instead of ruining the sequel to Infinity War, Pratt told viewers they'll be satisfied with Endgame, everything it promises in the movie it delivers on, and so much more. Sunday's Super Bowl ad provided hardly any new content except to show characters from Infinity War recovering from a grave loss without revealing too much about a nearly year-old mega hit. Pratt's character Peter Quill, as well as the rest of the Guardians, were dusted. Speculated everyone will manage to find their way back to the screen in Endgame. Now, the Guardians had a fairly significant role in Infinity War, and I don't think just because a majority of them have been dusted, that means they won't have a big role in Endgame. As far as how they bring those characters back, maybe it's not all at once. Maybe there's chunks here or there. Maybe Doctor Strange comes back first, which is personally what I think is going to happen. Maybe they're going to bring the heroes back one by one. I don't know. In our third piece of news, Taika Waititi says no to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Here's what he said. I want to do another movie with Marvel. So they asked him if he met with Marvel. This is what he said. I didn't really. For me, those are James Gunn's films. Going into something like that with his stamp all over his films would be like going into someone's house and saying, hey, I'm your new dad, and this is how we make peanut butter sandwiches now. It kind of feels awkward. Guys, I don't think this comes as any surprise. Marvel actors and producers and directors are all family. I think whoever takes over this role is going to face intense scrutiny as to everything they do. I think Marvel is thinking it may be better to bring in a fresh face to face the criticism rather than a known commodity. You wouldn't want to bring in Taika Waititi and then possibly taint the Ragnarok franchise with fans who are mad about James Gunn being fired, right? Taika has his own franchise in Thor, which he does mention he's interested in doing another Thor film. Now on to our deep dive. So I want to do a video on Shuri. I know Wakanda is going to play a significant role going forward. In fact, I've heard that a large portion of Endgame is set in Wakanda. And if that's true, that tells me Shuri could be the key to all of this. Shuri says of the Mind Stone that it's polymorphic.
The structure is polymorphic.
Right, we had to attach each neuron non-sequentially.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because we didn't think of it?
The definition of polymorphic means many forms. In layman's terms, it plays an important role in allowing objects to have different internal structures to share the same external interface.
You think I'm a child of Ultron?
You're not?
I'm not Ultron. I'm not Jarvis. I am.
I looked in your head and saw annihilation.
Look again.
So what I believe Shuri is saying here is that the structure, the Mind Stone, has one external structure, but has different internal structures. Perhaps the stone has two internal structures, life, maybe represented by Vision, and death, represented by Ultron. This could fit nicely into the Lady Death storyline. All you would have to do is replace Lady Death with the persona of Death in the Mind Stone. The Mind Stone has been playing games with Tony, Thanos, and even Loki, which was confirmed just a few weeks ago. I don't think Marvel just throws around fancy words to sound science-y. They've even been known in the past to bring in scientists and experts to make sure their language and use of science is correct. The Mind Stone is complex and has many different internal structures. Banner goes on to say that Vision is made up of Jarvis, Ultron, Tony, and himself. They all kind of put their own spin on it. but I do think that when she says structure, Shuri is talking about the stone, not Vision. In the comics, Black Panther and Namor discovered the secret hideaway of the late Doctor Strange in Secret Wars #6 by Jonathan Hickman and Esad Ribic. The Sorcerer Supreme left behind a recorded message informing his Illuminati compatriots of how to defeat Doctor Doom and bring his reign over Battleworld crashing down. To help them, Strange granted Black Panther a fully constructed Infinity Gauntlet. So how could we translate this into the MCU in today's storyline? Well, maybe Doctor Strange knows Shuri's the only one in the MCU left smart enough to construct something, whether it be a gauntlet or a suit, to wield the power of the Infinity Stones. Maybe he left behind a message for her regarding the stones or the gauntlet. We know that vibranium is capable of holding the stones, as we've seen from Vision. Shuri could probably make a souped-up Vision 10 times more powerful than what we've seen previously, as we did see that she corrected Bruce about how Vision was made and why they didn't make him differently, and Bruce just said, well, we didn't think about it. I definitely think Tony makes it back to Wakanda. I definitely think Tony and Shuri and Bruce will be cooking up something in Shuri's lab. One other piece of evidence to this was an interview with Robert Downey Jr. a while back. In a behind-the-scenes interview, which is part of a special featurette for Avengers Infinity War, a fan spotted Robert Downey Jr. sitting against a background that seems to be part of Shuri's lab in Wakanda. The Twitter user took a screen grab of it, just said, letting you guys know that Tony meeting Shuri and going to Wakanda is basically confirmed from this photo. It's his Avengers 4 look with the blonde hair and gray beard. Also, the background is the same as Shuri's lab in Infinity War. All right, guys, well, I'll leave it there, but leave your comments down below. Does the Mind Stone represent life and death? As always, if you like the video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell notification. Thanks for watching.